Most people will never reach their full potential, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because of what they refuse to stop doing. The gap between average and exceptional is rarely about what you add to your life. It is almost always about what you eliminate. Highly intelligent people figure this out early. They are not smarter because of what they do. They are smarter because of what they don't do. Here are 7 things highly intelligent people never do, and that most people, without even realizing it, do every single day. The first thing intelligent people never do is mistake being busy for being productive. Walk into any office, scroll through any social media feed, and you'll find people proudly broadcasting how busy they are. I barely slept. I've been working nonstop. Busyness has become a badge of honor, and it's one of the most dangerous traps of the modern world. Highly intelligent people see right through it. They understand that motion is not progress. Filling a calendar with meetings, jumping from task to task, and staying perpetually on is often a form of avoidance, a way of feeling important without doing the deep, meaningful work that actually moves the needle. Instead, intelligent people ruthlessly prioritize. They ask, what is the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? They protect their focus the way a surgeon protects their hands, because they know that their thinking is their most valuable asset, and scattered attention destroys it. Most people confuse activity with achievement. Intelligent people don't. The second thing they never do is argue to win. Most people enter arguments with one goal: to be right. They dig in, raise their voice, selectively use facts, and treat every disagreement as a battlefield. Winning the argument becomes more important than finding the truth. Highly intelligent people do the opposite. They argue, sometimes passionately, but their underlying goal is always to get closer to the truth, not to protect their ego. When someone presents a better argument, an intelligent person doesn't feel defeated. They feel updated. They say things like, "That's a good point. I hadn't considered that," without feeling like they've lost something. This is because intelligent people have learned to separate their identity from their opinions. Your opinion about something is not you. It's just your current best guess based on the information you have. When that information improves, your opinion should too. Most people can't do this. Their ego and their ideas have become so fused that changing their mind feels like losing a piece of themselves. Intelligent people learned long ago to let that go, and it freed them in ways most people never experience. The third thing highly intelligent people never do is surround themselves with people who only agree with them. It feels good to be agreed with. It's comfortable, affirming, and safe, which is exactly why most people unconsciously build social circles that mirror their own beliefs, biases, and worldviews back at them. Highly intelligent people actively resist this. They seek out people who challenge them, people who think differently, come from different backgrounds, hold different values, and aren't afraid to push back. Not because they enjoy conflict, but because they understand a fundamental truth. You cannot grow inside an echo chamber. Every time someone disagrees with you thoughtfully, they are offering you a gift, a perspective you don't have, a blind spot you didn't know existed, a gap in your reasoning you couldn't see from where you were standing. Intelligent people don't just tolerate intellectual discomfort, they chase it. Because they know that the most dangerous thing in the world isn't being wrong. It's being wrong and never finding out. The fourth thing they never do is let their emotions make permanent decisions. You get a scathing email from a colleague and your fingers immediately start typing a reply that will probably end your professional relationship. Your partner says something that hits a nerve and you're ready to blow the whole thing up. You have a terrible week and you want to quit, leave, or disappear. Most people act on these impulses, and they pay for it for years. Highly intelligent people have mastered the pause. They understand that emotions are data, important, real, and worth examining. But they are terrible decision makers. Anger tells you something is wrong. Fear tells you something feels threatening. Sadness tells you something matters to you. But none of these emotions should be handed the steering wheel. The intelligent person learns to feel the emotion fully, let it pass, and then decide. Sleep on the resignation letter. Don't send that email until tomorrow. Give the conversation 24 hours before you have it. This isn't emotional suppression, it's emotional intelligence. And it is one of the clearest dividing lines between people who consistently make good decisions and people who constantly have to clean up the wreckage of their reactive ones. If you are finding these ideas useful, go ahead and subscribe right now and drop a comment below telling me which of these four you have struggled with the most. You might be surprised how many people are in the exact same position as you. The fifth thing intelligent people never do is consume information without questioning its source. We live in the most information-rich era in human history. We also live in an era of unprecedented misinformation, manipulation, and noise. Most people can't tell the difference, and they're not even trying. The average person shares articles they haven't read, believes headlines they haven't verified, and forms strong opinions based on information they've never traced back to its source. They mistake confidence for accuracy and repetition for truth. Highly intelligent people are relentless skeptics, in the best possible sense. They ask, who wrote this? What is their incentive? What evidence are they presenting? What are they leaving out? Who disagrees and why? They are slow to share, slow to conclude, and deeply aware that their own biases are always looking for information that confirms what they already believe. This habit, epistemic humility, as it's sometimes called, is one of the most powerful and rarest traits in the world today. It's not cynicism, it's intellectual hygiene, and most people tragically have never developed it. The sixth thing they never do is stop being a beginner. There is a certain kind of person, and you know them, who believes that once they've achieved a level of expertise in something, the learning is done. They become rigid, dismissive of new approaches, and strangely proud of how much they already know. Intelligent people find this attitude baffling. The more you know, the more you understand how much you don't know. This isn't a cliche, it's a lived experience for anyone who has ever gone truly deep into a subject. Mastery doesn't feel like a finish line, it feels like a door opening into a much larger room. Highly intelligent people maintain what Zen practitioners call beginner's mind, the openness, curiosity, and humility of someone who is always learning. They take classes in things they're already good at. They ask basic questions without shame. They read widely outside their expertise. They stay genuinely curious about the world and never confuse their current knowledge with the whole truth. Most people stop learning when they stop being required to. Intelligent people never stop because they never lost the love of it. The seventh thing, and perhaps the deepest one on this entire list, is that highly intelligent people never base their self-worth on external validation. Most people spend enormous energy managing how they appear to others. They post carefully curated versions of their lives online. They make career decisions based on what sounds impressive at dinner parties. They silence their real opinions to avoid disapproval. They chase titles, likes, and praise, and feel hollow when they get them, because the feeling never lasts. Highly intelligent people have done the internal work to know who they are, independent of what anyone else thinks. This doesn't mean they don't care about others' perspectives. It means their core sense of self is not up for vote. When someone criticizes them, they evaluate the criticism on its merits, not on how it makes them feel. When they fail publicly, they can process the failure without it threatening their identity. This kind of internal stability is rare. It takes time, self-reflection, and often a few hard lessons to build. But it is the foundation on which every other intelligent habit rests. Because if your self-worth depends on the approval of others, you will always be too afraid to think freely. And freedom of thought is the beginning of everything. Look back at these 7 things and you'll notice something. Each one requires a willingness to be uncomfortable, to not know, not win, not be busy, not be validated. Intelligence at its core is not about accumulating. It's about letting go. Letting go of the need to be right, of the comfort of easy agreement, of the rush of reactive emotion, of the false security of certainty. The good news is that none of these are fixed traits. Every single one is a skill, a practice, a choice you can make starting today. The question is, which one will you work on first?